The budget debates may have wrapped up, but the People's National Party, PNP, is making a case for its own $23 billion spending plan. The opposition says its proposals focused on education, small business, support, and social welfare. And those are both affordable, they say, and necessary. However, the government has dismissed those figures, calling them unrealistic. Courtney Lewis has the details.
The budget debates are over, but not the argument about how the opposition will fund the plans it has put forward. Yesterday, while closing the debate, Finance Minister Favour Williams priced the opposition's offerings at $48 billion. A day later, the PNP has dismissed that projection, calling it political gimmickry.
So this whole nonsense, I can only call it nonsense, that our proposals are not credible, that our proposals cannot be financed, this idea of a FinSAC, which is just a bogeyman being raised by the Minister of Finance for political purposes, that is all nonsense, not no go so.
Instead, the opposition said it would cost taxpayers less than half of what the finance minister projected. At a media briefing on Wednesday, PNP President Mark Golding says the projection is only a small fraction of the government's $1.27 trillion budget.
Through the total for that is $22.6 billion. And if you round that up for conservative purposes, that's $23 billion. It's the aggregate cost of the budget of the measures that we have outlined. And that is out of a budget currently of $1.27 trillion. And therefore a percentage of only 1.8% of the total budget to do with all these things that we think are important.
Golding says the party would reallocate the government's $360 billion discretionary fund to support their proposals. The opposition spokesperson on finance estimates $1 billion in tax waivers for small businesses, far less than the finance minister's projected $1.4 billion.
Even though you're not paying corporate income tax, when you're in the formal system, you'll be contributing to GCT, you're employing people, your payroll tax. There are a number of other benefits to companies coming into that formal system. And we believe this incentive is important to encourage businesses, MSMEs, to come into the formal system.
The PNP also proposed $18.7 billion. That's $400 per meal to serve over 200,000 students for the school year. And for the goal of 1 degree per household, the phased expenditure is expected to serve 1 in every 4 persons matriculating to tertiary education.
The total annual cost of all first-generation students across the year cohorts, therefore, is approximately $3.9 billion, and not $31 billion has been posited by the minister.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.